Have a good day. LA Beast here, and the other day, as I was feeding my son at 6 a.m. his bottle of milk, I started to reminisce on the great times that I once had with my father. So what I did, feeling a bit nostalgic, I decided here on YouTube to watch a whole bunch of 90s commercials. And one compilation of 90s commercials involved old fast foods and great snacks from the pop culture era of the 1990s. But boom, a light bulb went off in my brain, and I thought, hey, I'm going to track down some of these rare, old snack items if it's the last thing I do and film a YouTube video. The problem that I learned very quickly is that, you know what, food expires for a reason, and not many people hold on to old expired food. For example, I tried to search up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies. All I could find for like $60 a piece are the old wrappers. It's unfortunate that people did not decide to save a bag of Keebler's Pizzerias, which were tortilla chips that tasted like pizza. All I could find was a metal sign. So after my initial search of trying to find old pop culture 90s snacks, I was a little bit let down. But because I'm an absolute genius and I thought outside the box, what I did, for some reason, I searched expired old holiday candy tins. And just like the sun shines with a beautiful rainbow after a rainy storm, I started to find old school shit, which I'm going to share with you right now. And here today, what I've been able to do is compile some very fine examples of specifically chocolate candy bars ranging from the years 1988 all the way up to 1997. And my goal here today is quite simple. And that is to A, relive my childhood memories of going trick-or-treating on Halloween by consuming 25 to 36-year-old candy bars. And B, I actually have like 2024 versions, and I'm going to compare the two to see if the candy today still tastes like it did back when I was a kid. So one quick side note, I do have one honorable mention candy item that is not here, and I hope to end off this smorgasbord of pop culture candies video by consuming a piece of chocolate that is 69 years old. So in order to properly relive my childhood, I'm going to switch out my hats here. Whoa. I'm going to switch out my hats, and just like in Wayne's World, let's go back in time. And you know what? We're back in time here. Is that what Wayne's World does in the movie? No, it's not. Let us begin. The first item that I have is a box of Christmas 1988 Three Musketeers. And this actually best if used by April of 1989. And I was actually, you know what? I was eyeing down, I think it was from 1958. There was like an original Three Musketeers bar. I think it was like 66 years old, but it cost $300. I'm not quite sure how much I paid for this one, but it was like a big price difference. So I went with the 1988 Three Musketeers. Now, 3 pop culture facts of things that happened in 1988. Rain Man, starring Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. It was the highest grossing film of the year, $350 million. Kirk Gibson from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was injured, and he like hit a game-winning home run, and he was like fist pumping. And then the show Roseanne debuted in the fall of 1988. And as far as advertising and marketing, the Three Musketeers commercials on television, you could see there's like an old school car. In the commercial, they were like driving the same red old school car. It was 3 buddies, and the driver was trying to parallel park the car, and he kept asking the guy in the back seat for help. He's like, am I hitting the curb? Am I close to the car behind me? And the guy was just like, yeah. He was like eating his Three Musketeers. Now the driver like hit the curb, hit the car behind him, and then like when the driver finally successfully parallel parks this old school red car, the 3 buddies jump out, the sun is going down, and they're like, you know what, Three Musketeers, enjoy a chocolate bar today. Like a feel-good moment. That's what I hope happens right now as I'm going to open up this box of 1988 Three Musketeers. Oh, yeah, you know what? Is this a relic? Absolutely. This could be in a museum. These are 36-year-old Three Musketeer bars. And then once I take the bar out, nice. Ah, cool. They're like minis. We got some minis here. They're absolutely stuck together. Let's get one with, okay, they feel melted. Whatever the wax is, okay. Awesome. Let's just get, and then we'll take the close-up shots right now. So interesting. A fresh 2024 version versus, looks just like it did in the commercial. These definitely feel a little wet. They feel like greasiness. So without further ado, let's jump right into the taste test. These are all stuck together. Again, this one is pretty good. The one thing I did notice close up about the wrapper, the 1988, it has the Three Musketeers on the wrapper. Not seeing it here. Again, these are very greasy. So let's take a 2024. I did notice that on the back of the bar, there's tire marks. I wonder if that has anything to do with the red car, but interesting. Very reminiscent of what I know about a Three Musketeers. Not bad. Very chocolatey covering with a solid chocolate filling. Delicious. And you know what? There's a clump. There's just a clump of 1988, 36-year-old Three Musketeers. You know what? And as I open this, it's whatever the chocolate was. Ooh! On the back of this one, the chocolate is melted, but on the front, it's nice and shiny. Interesting. So you know, if there's a better, more time than now, here I'm going to eat 36-year-old chocolate. I don't know what it smells like. It's got the consistency of a Tootsie Roll. It's like when you get a brand new shoe, like a sneaker. It's like the insole of a sneaker. It's like a shoe polish. There's like a faint shoe polish taste to it. But it's got the consistency, kind of like the inside chocolate. I did notice on the one Three Musketeer that I opened, there were faint tire marks. So just eat it. It smells like crayons. Crayons doused in shoe polish, but with the chew. It's a very chocolatey chew. It has the same chew, and it smells. This smells like an old box from 1988. I collect old Nintendo games. It tastes like the old box that it came in with shoe polish and crayons. Interesting. 1988. Three Musketeers does not taste the same as a fresh 2024 version. 36 years old, Three Musketeers. I just ate something. Somebody could have been eating this while watching the debut of Roseanne back in 1988. Interesting. Now, continuing on in chronological order from the oldest candy bar to the most recent, we have here from the year 1992, now which would make this 32 years old, this Butterfingers tin, which has Bart Simpson from the cartoon The Simpsons. It's a pirate bank. And as kids were eating Butterfingers out of this bank back in 1992, maybe they were watching on television John Gotti, the boss of the Gambino crime family, being sentenced to life in prison without parole. Maybe they had a fresh Crystal Pepsi in their hand as PepsiCo was releasing Crystal Pepsi to the test markets back in 1992. And you could probably drive long distances as a gallon of gas was $1.13 a gallon. Now, back in the early to mid-90s, when it comes to pop culture, boom, like everybody knows about the cartoon The Simpsons. And even here today, still in 2024, The Simpsons are still very popular. And as Bart Simpson endorsed Butterfingers back in the day, I believe the slogan was, crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfingers. And for the specific commercial back in 1992, the Simpson family went to the grocery store and they went shopping. And then over the loudspeaker, I think he said, hey Joe, there's only one more Butterfinger left. And like Homer Simpson started racing to the aisle to get the last Butterfinger. Bart started to race to get the last Butterfinger. And Homer, boom, he grabbed the last Butterfinger. He's like, woohoo! And as he was celebrating, Homer trips over the shopping cart, loses control of the Butterfinger, then Bart jumps in, catches the Butterfinger at the checkout, and as they're leaving, he says, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. So with that said, we're going to open up this tin and see what's inside. And I just want to make note here that on the back it says, quality guarantee, not completely satisfied with this product, please return the unused portion with all of the packaging stating when and where it was purchased and the reason for your dissatisfaction, and we will gladly provide for its replacement. Now, and you know what, unfortunately, I don't know where this was purchased, I don't have a receipt. Now, so maybe I'm not going to be getting any fresh Butterfingers out of this. Got the close-up shots, and I opened up this tin. But the one thing, when I opened up the tin, this is the classic pop culture 90s orange Butterfinger that I remember. Like, this is it. Now, versus like the brand new packaging here in 2024, it's like yellow versus the Simpson orange. Definitely, like, I opened up the tin and I was like, yes, old school style. Now, and then as I looked into the bag, I was like, uh-oh, there could be mold. There could be mold. So I thought it was mold, but after further inspection, I think it's just, again, these are very wet. I don't know why they're wet, but I think it's just like the blue from the Butterfinger, like being in a moist condition quite possibly. It's just blueness. And like the smell that I'm getting, it's just like an old box of crayons. Like whatever an old box is from the 80s, I'm sure that there are chemicals. Like whatever the ink is used, it's probably like old school ink from 1992. So you know what? Let's just hop into a fresh 2024. Like my hands are sticky. Fresh 2024 Butterfinger. Is it crispity crunchity? Absolutely. Delicious. The crispy wafers. 2 thumbs up. A delicious candy bar for sure. Jump right into this one. I love the old school packaging. Absolutely. Interesting. All right. I took some close-up shots. It just like looks like a mini dog doo-doo. What I noticed is that the chocolate does not smell like chocolate. It smells rancid and expired, like it's 32 years old. The crispy inside, during the close-up shot, it was rock solid. 32-year-old Butterfinger. LA Beast. Crispity. Whoa. Chemical. My God. It's like chemical raisins. Holy cow. It's definitely crispity. It's definitely crunchy. It's not peanut buttery. It's like when in first grade, like Bitrix is used. Oof. You like when you bite your fingernails, you put the stuff on the fingernails. They're like raccoons are eating your garbage. Whoa. Like I said I was going to eat the entire, I don't know if I should continue on. Rancid. The chocolate is rancid. Oh my God. Crispity crunchity. John Gotti went to prison when these came out. Tingly. There's tingliness. Questionable at best. 1992 Butterfingers. Wow. Okay, I can definitely tell you. A fresh 2024 Butterfinger does not taste exactly like it did back in 1992. Ooh, like chemical raisins. Whew. Okay. Whew. Now, yeah, I do respect holding the old school packaging. That was questionable at best. I'm gonna go brush my teeth. What? Moving right along, what I have in my hand are Nestle Crunch bars, again from the year 1992. The Mall of America, which is the second largest mall in the United States of America, opened up in 1992. And Jeffrey Dahmer, who ate people, went to prison in that same year. But also in that same year, the Chicago Bulls of the NBA won the NBA championship. And in the Nestle Crunch commercial for these limited edition bars, you can actually see, you can barely see
Kevin McHale.
I think
AC Green.
from the Lakers, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan. It's like all NBA teams that have won an NBA championship. Now there's 12 bars available apparently. Now you can actually, on the back of the package, if you wanted to send in for this sweet hat, the offer expired on December 31st, 1992. And at the end of the commercial, the call to action was to try and go out and find all 12 World Championship bars. I believe the guy said, give it a shot, and you just might find your World Champions. And here today, you know what, after eating that 1992 Butterfinger, I think the only thing I'm going to find after eating a 1992 Nestle Crunch bar is botulism. 2024 Nestle Crunch versus a 1992. I definitely prefer the old school packaging. And I believe these are not made by Nestle anymore. All right, so let's hop into it. A Nestle Crunch, you know what? Boom. It says Crunch. I mean, you can snap it. It's very chocolatey. I don't know, like the rice. It has like popped rice inside or something like that. I can see how, you know, when you get these on Halloween, how you can just keep eating them and they're addicting. You know, screw it. All right, and now let's test out this 1992 Nestle Crunch. And again, this one has a little bit of a tear. This one has a tear in the package. And that's okay. Now, during the close-ups, I did notice right away that it's like, whatever the chocolate is, it's white. It definitely, like, it didn't hold that milk chocolate color. It looks white. There's whiteness in there. It's just, I'm having a good feeling about this one. I got the 1977 Trailblazers. Who do we have here as the world champions? So I guess the Golden State Warriors, 1975. It's just, it doesn't smell as rancid as it should. I noticed that it just breaks apart. I feel like it's going to taste like crackling oat bran.
Without the crack.
1992 Nestle Crunch. It's still crunchy. Holy
Skeet!
Whoa. It's like the first 93% as you eat the bar, you're like, oh my god, like it tastes like chocolate, whatever the Rice crispy things inside, heck yeah. And then it's like, it goes south. Like it. It's like milk chocolatey. I can only imagine whatever the Rice Krispie things are that are inside of this. That's what's tasting like very faint chemicals. And you know, I told myself I feel like I'm getting a rash on my neck. I told myself I was going to finish each and every single candy bar. 92 Nestle Crunch. Not that bad. It's not that bad. The chocolate tastes like chocolate. It's the Rice Krispie treats that taste rancid. And so I would say, you know what? An old school 1992 Nestle Crunch versus a new. They taste about 73.5% similar. So far, this is the closest match we have so far. I need to clean this
Stuff
up. What I have in my hand is a 1993 Reggie bar. And many sports stars have had their own chocolate bars. I believe Shaquille O'Neal once had a chocolate bar. But Reggie Jackson, he played for the New York Yankees and many different teams. And in one of the playoff games, he hit 3 home runs. I believe his nickname is like Mr. October. And because of that game, boom, got his own chocolate bar. Now, 3 pop culture facts of things that happened in 1993 when this re-release made by the Clark Company Reggie bar came out. Popular Halloween costumes were Princess Jasmine and Barney the Purple Dinosaur. There was a postage stamp commemorating Elvis Presley that came out. And I'm going to go find it. I actually have that stamp. And Jurassic Park was actually the most popular movie back in 1993. I could only find one commercial for the Reggie bar, and it probably came out back in 1978. It shows Reggie Jackson hitting those 3 home runs. And then Reggie Jackson, he was like sitting in a chair, and he was explaining that there was like a rich caramel center, lots of roasted peanuts, and a chocolatey covering. And in Reggie Jackson's opinion, back in the day, a Reggie bar was a hit in his book. Now, I'm about to find out if this 1993 version is still a hit. Now, and the cool thing about the 1993 version, the Upper Deck Trading Card Company, there's like 3 limited edition Reggie bar, Reggie Jackson cards, which I have found the photos here. And one interesting thing I'd like to point out, I found a brand new Reggie bar here in 2024. The 1993 version, it says milk chocolate, peanut butter, and roasted peanuts versus the 2024 Reggie bar, chocolate covered caramel and peanuts. So there's definitely a difference. And I believe this is still good and it expires December 28th, 2024. So this is like super fresh. Let's just jump into it. See. Nice. Like it's actually like sticking to the card here. It's the smell, like it looks like a delicious piece of chocolate there, and it looks like stock
Dookie.
but it's just, it smells like rancid, wet cardboard, but yet it's a chocolatey peanut flavor. So we open up that one. I'm gonna start with the 2024 version. I did pay a bunch in shipping to get these here. Doing the close-ups, like. There's like a nice caramel pull. I've never had a Reggie bar. That's good. It's like simple. It's like peanuts, caramel, chocolate. You know what? I agree with Reggie Jackson. A Reggie bar is definitely a hit in anybody's book as long as it's fresh. Because right now, I'm going to take this. Probably rancid. It looks a little bit discolored there. It's probably rancid Reggie bar. And like there was no caramel pull. Now this is actually made with peanut butter, peanuts, and chocolate. 1993 Reggie bar. It just smells like it's gonna taste like chemicals. Like the side of my tongue feels. The peanuts are still crunchy. Whoa. I was going to say before I ate this, it's very bitter. It's very bitter. It's like whatever. Whew. Okay. Whew. I guess whatever peanut butter is in there, that's the part that's not going too well. It's not going too well for me. It's like, it's like a strawberry jam, like an expired strawberry jam flavor from 1993. Like if you just took like a cough medicine. It's like whatever cough medicine, they like add flavoring to it. Just like take away the flavoring, cough medicine, stale expired strawberry jam that's 31 years old. And it's a
Freaking
peanut chocolate bar. It's like nail polish remover. Like nail polish remover at least smells good. It's if like you ate the nail polish remover. And you know what? I'm gonna draw the line. This is probably not good. Eating nuts that's 31 years old. I'm f***ing nuts. Okay, you know what? I ate rancid peanuts and peanut butter in this 1993 limited edition Upper Deck sports card Reggie bar. These do not taste the same. Bitterness. Now as we're progressing along here, I feel like we're trending downhill. And what I'm holding in my hand is actually from 1997. This is a 27-year-old tin, which still has Reese's peanut butter cups inside. And you know what? Based on the 1993 Reggie bar that I just consumed, to where it had peanuts and peanut butter, I'm you know what? I'm gonna just go out and say it. I'm pretty sure that 20-plus-year-old peanut butter items are gonna taste rancid. But with that said, 3 pop culture things that happened as the HB Reese company tinned these up back in 1997. Titanic was the biggest movie that was in theaters. I definitely purchased back in 1997 this Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition with Tyra Banks on the cover. And unfortunately, may she rest in peace, Princess Diana passed away in a tragic car accident back in 1997. You know what? This company actually sent me these commemorative Princess Diana stamps, as if they're like, hey, send us the money because we sent you the stamps. And I just kept the stamps, which I still have to this very day. Now, back in 1997, the marketing and the commercials for Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, the slogan was, there's no wrong way to eat a Reese's. And in this specific commercial, this young kid, his name was Charlie Armstrong, and he was like a dominoes champion, where he set up the dominoes and knock them down. And in the commercial, he creates this elaborate maze using Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and at the end, the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup flies out into Charlie's hand, and he's like, yeah! No wrong way to eat a Reese's. And here today, 27 years later, there is a wrong way to eat the Reese's by me eating what's inside of this box. So, I would definitely say when it comes to candy or chocolate candy, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups ranks right up there as my favorite. So let's compare a 2024 Reese's Peanut Butter Cup to what's in this tin. Man, I was surprised, quite honestly. I opened up the tin, and I was like, whoa. It's like a bag full of classic 90s. Just like in the commercial with Charlie Armstrong, the Domino's champion. These are classic, folded over on the bottom Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Man, this is definitely bringing back, the smell of chemicals of old candy. But the packaging has remained semi the same. It doesn't smell. It doesn't smell good. You know what? This one actually doesn't smell that bad. So fair enough. Let's try the 2024 Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. And it's pretty crazy. Well, let's open both of them, and then I'll show you the comparison shot as well. There's definitely peanut butter grease on the bottom. This one looks a little bit more, funky. It doesn't look that bad. 27-year-old Reese's Peanut Butter Cup versus a fresh one. Huh. It kind of has a faint peanut butter smell. I open these up, they look pretty similar inside. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. I once consumed 60 fresh Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Now, there is oil. Whatever oils are in the peanut butter, there's only so much Reese's Peanut Butter Cup oil that you can have. Then I don't know where I was going with that. Now I have to eat this one. Again, I just feel like it's gonna be very bitter. Like 27-year-old Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, my favorite candy. The peanut butter, whoa. Oh my God, bitter. Ugh. Although that was it was like the most bitter peanut butter I had. The chemical, I don't know how to explain chemical raisins. Let me just fucking eat the rest of it. I was checking it. I was checking to see if there was any worms. I feel like, I don't know. There could be maggots in this, for all I know. The interesting thing, the only interesting thing about eating a 27-year-old Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, like the peanut butter is still the same, except the 2024 one is fresh. Sour, chemical raisins. I don't know what's rancid. Something is definitely rancid. Nonetheless, should a human being consume right here, if I had to conclude this whole entire video, no. A human being should not consume 27-year-old chocolate. Period. End of sentence. And we still have 3 items left. So, in conclusion, they do not taste the same. Whoa. God. It's just very bitter. Oh. Relief. Ugh. You know what? I'm doing okay. For some reason, I have like a soapy aftertaste in my mouth. It's like if I just drank dish soap. What I have here in my hands, a commemorative, I don't know who the artist is, Norman Rockwell, 1997 tin of holiday Snickers. So interesting. I'm interested to see if the packaging is still the same once I open this up. This is also from 1997, so it's 27 years old. Now, in 3 more pop culture facts from 1997, King of the Hill, the cartoon, Daria, which I believe might have been on MTV, and South Park, they all debuted back in 1997. Notorious B.I.G. passed away right outside of the Peterson Automotive Museum in his green Suburban back in 1997. Going back to Cali, it didn't end well for Notorious B.I.G. Rest in peace. And at the time, in 1997, the Spice Girls were the biggest pop group in the world. Now, in 1997, for Snickers, the slogan was, not going anywhere for a while, grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better. Hungry? Why wait? And one of my favorite Snicker commercials in recent history involved NBA basketball player who was 7 feet 7 inches tall, George Murison. I'm not quite sure where he was from. He definitely had an accent. But in the commercial, he was like trying to like raise money for the kids. And he's like, and we'll win one for the kids. Like he tries to like throw the ball behind him and make the basket. Like he kept missing. He's like, for the kids. And like the ball hits the towel guy and like knocks the towel guy out. And then like towards the end of the commercial, he's like off in the corner crying by himself. And like the guy, like the boom mic guy in the commercial was eating a Snickers. Like, hungry? Why wait? So I don't know. That was a pretty cool commercial back from 1997. And the thing that's not going to be cool right now is me eating another peanut item, which I already can tell you, it's going to be very bitter. It was actually pretty cool. I opened up the tin. It's just that stale smell. Like, it does not smell like chocolate whatsoever. I know what I'm getting myself into, but it was a pretty cool holiday bag. Santa Claus is on the bag. I think the miniature Snickers come in like gold, red, and green, Christmas colors, and it's just I already know it's gonna taste like rancid chemical raisins. That's what 27-year-old peanut butter tastes like. But I did notice on the back of the bag it says, guarantee of quality and freshness. Your Snickers brand miniatures are made of the finest food ingredients. They should reach you fresh and in excellent condition. If not, we will replace them. Just return the unused portion plus wrapper and tell us your reason for the return, along with where and when you bought them. And you know what, like I went to try and find like an address to where I already know it's not going to go well for me. And I was going to like send these back, but there's actually an online form at Snickers. And like I'm going to take a photo, all photos of my experience here, of the wrappers and everything, and I'm going to fill out the form, and I want to see if I can get a free bag of Snickers from Snickers and see if they honor their freshness guarantee. This one, whatever this one is, this is a red Snickers. The logo is actually pretty spot on all these years later. There we go. Fresh Snickers. You know what? I've done some pretty long ultra distance marathons. Snickers are actually pretty tasty and they give you protein. So cheers. The peanut caramel, whatever the peanut caramel combination is, it's delicious along with the chocolate. It tastes exactly like a Snickers bar should taste. The chocolate probably has gone rancid. The chocolate has gone rancid. So just again, so we have proper photos here. Okay, we'll get an up close photo of the chocolate. Now I'm about to eat a 27-year-old Snickers. It tastes like chocolate and like a slight caramel. Chocolate and a slight caramel into bitter rancidness. Now, so here we go. Cheers. Fine so far. Made with the finest quality ingredients. And you know what? Thank goodness. Thank goodness that these are just the miniatures. All right. Whew. Interesting. Okay. And like honestly, when I take a bite of the fresh one, it's like relief. Relief hits my mouth from the bitter rancidness of the 27-year-old peanuts. Just for the record, I'm going to fill out this form. I think it'd be pretty interesting if I got a free bag of Snickers out of this. Now, the second to last item is an honorable mention, as it's not actually a chocolate candy item, but what I did for right around $50 from 1998. Let's taste the rainbow. I have an original 90's Skittles. And three pop culture things that were going on back in 1998. Pretty crazy. On January 1st, 1998, Celebrity Deathmatch debuted on television. Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing was released, a great song. And MP3 players debuted. Yeah, I can already feel like this is one clump. It's like one clump of Skittles as these are moving around. And we'll just, we'll dump some fresh Skittles. And I've noticed my wife actually mentioned to me that they got rid of the lime flavor. And like there was such a big fuss that Skittles actually had to bring back lime. So it says the original lime up here on the 2024 Skittles. Most expensive Skittles I've ever had for $50. Like it looks goopy. Whatever that is, it looks like a skid mark. It looks like a skid mark. Well, it smells like rainbows. Speaking of rainbows, the 1998 commercial, there's a farmer. A farmer is in like a desolate area. I think there's like a downed airplane. And like he creaks his cart full of empty buckets. You see him bury a handful of Skittles and then he puts water on top of it and kaboom! a rainbow like grows out of the ground and it starts raining Skittles, filling up the farmers' baskets. I'll get the close-up. It's not opening any further. It's just melted, definitely melted goop, but it smells. I'm grateful that this smells not like rancid peanuts from like old candy bars. This actually smells pretty damn good. Like it smells like Skittles. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna try and I'm gonna try and taste the rainbow. So we'll taste the fresh 2024 version. Very chewy, very fruity. These taste as these smell, like Skittles. Well, without further ado, honorable mention, 1998 Skittles. Exactly. So somebody could have been sitting at the movie theater watching the movie Armageddon as they ate Skittles. 98. These are 26 years old. Huh. 1998 Skittles taste exactly like 2024 Skittles without the crunchy shell. Huh. Like, here we go. I'm eating the same thing. Wow. In conclusion, so far out of this entire thing, 1998 Skittles versus 2024 Skittles, spot on. They taste exactly the same. We have somehow made it to the final item. And you know what? I'm feeling okay at best. And what I have in my hands, like, I don't know if you have grandparents out there, but this is a 65 to 70-year-old piece of Tootsie Fudge. And, you know what? I did further research that back in the 1930s, like after looking at the wrapper, which says Hoboken, New Jersey in the 1930s, they used to produce Tootsie Fudge. And I think at the same time, the mid-1950s, like 1960s, they also did produce Tootsie Rolls. So there was like Tootsie Fudge, which came in like chocolate and vanilla flavors, but also Tootsie Rolls at the same time. So these are two totally different things. I do have some pop culture facts from the 50s. Dwight Eisenhower was president. Dwight Eisenhower was on the $1 coin. In the late 1950s, 1959, Alaska and Hawaii became the 49th and 50th states of the United States of America. And I Love Lucy, the great television show I Love Lucy, debuted. And not only debuted, but after like a couple seasons, it finished within the 1950s. You know, somebody could have gone to the corner store, bought some Tootsie Fudge, and watched brand new episodes of I Love Lucy. Now, I couldn't find any television commercials for Tootsie Fudge, but definitely back in the day, I found an example. It was like live audience television. And like during this live television program, they promoted Tootsie Fudge. It's a ventriloquist guy. His name was Paul Winchell. The slogan was, remember kids, none taste better than Tootsie Roll Fudge. And then he goes on to say that it's the best tasting fudge you can buy anywhere, which is a bold statement. Each square is so smooth and creamy, it melts right in your mouth. It comes in chocolate or vanilla, anywhere candy is sold. Each square is individually wrapped to keep as fresh and clean and as flavorful as the day it was made. So you know what? As the day it was made, I would say 65 to 69 years ago. Let's see how fresh this tastes because it's individually wrapped. I can't believe I'm f***ing doing this. Well, this Tootsie Fudge feels hard as a rock. What does it smell like? Jesus, like it smells like a cigar tin. Like, hey, you know what? I was in World War II. I'm an old grandpa back in the 1950s. Like I have some old playing cards and cigars. It smells like a 1950s cigar tin. Like it smells rancid, but it's like a different kind of rancid. It's like a more refined, mature, easygoing rancid smell to it. It doesn't feel rich and creamy and smooth. Shout out to my in-laws. This is as old as my in-laws, and I'm about to eat a piece of candy. Just shut up and eat it. $69-year-old fudge.
Chooch.
It. There's like a butterscotch to it. It tastes like the 50s. It's like an old leather shoe that like your grandpa wore around the house in the like World War II cigar tin. Interesting. And you know what? It's interesting that I said it tastes like butterscotch. This is the vanilla flavor. Huh. Slight chemicals. I'm going to close up major chemicals. Now that last bite, it was like there were like chemical bullets, like little tiny chemical bullets. They like it shot my tongue. The front of my tongue is going a little bit numb. So sure, in conclusion, you know, I'm not going to eat the rest of this 69-year-old Tootsie Fudge vanilla thing. It's just like a more mature, refined, chemically rancid leather shoe piece of fudge made in Hoboken, New Jersey. So I would say overall, with my experience of consuming old candy chocolate bars from my childhood, did it make me feel like a kid again? Back on Halloween in 1992 when I was Freddy Krueger? That's undetermined at this time. This was a unique experience, to say the least. But to like over and over and over and over again consume bitter, rancid, acid, raisin-tasting chocolate, it's an experience that, you know what, I think I'm one and done. So the one thing I would like to do though before I end this video is say thank you to all the people that sold me these items on eBay. You have saved and preserved all these items for decades. So I here today in 2024 could open up these relics, quite possibly ruin the value, and produce this video. So thank you to all the eBay collectors out there for saving these specific products. You are awesome. I will wait to see if Snickers responds back to me. If I can get a free bag of Snickers, freak yeah. This is the LA Beast. I just ate, like, how much rancid chocolate is too much rancid chocolate? Whatever I just did in this video. LA Beast. Have a good day. My tongue. Cool. You know what? Just end the video.